In this final outcome, we step back and evaluate the bigger question. How does ICT actually improve your academic work using your own experience as the evidence? ICT does far more than replace pen and paper. It lifts both the quality and the efficiency of your work. Quality shows up as clearer writing, better evidence, and professional presentation, while efficiency shows up as faster research, easier editing, and quicker collaboration. This criterion asks you to draw on personal examples to evaluate how ICT has improved your own work. So keep your own study firmly in mind as we go. Email is still the main formal channel between you, your tutors, and support staff. A clear subject line, a polite greeting, and a concise message get you faster, better replies. And a professional tone matters because email is a record you can be held to. Always give it a quick check before you hit send. Compare a vague message titled Help with one titled Question about Tuesday's assignment deadline, and you'll see which gets answered first. Beyond email, a few tools cover most communication in HE. Email itself is best for formal contact with tutors and leaves a clear record, while a discussion board suits group debate and questions, where everyone can read and contribute. A virtual learning environment like Moodle keeps materials and submission in one central place, and video calls bring live tutorials and group work face-to-face at a distance. Choosing the right one for the moment saves a lot of back and forth. A virtual learning environment, or VLE, such as Moodle, is really the online home of your course. It holds your lecture materials, reading, forums, quizzes, and assignment submission, and your feedback and grades come back through it too. Get comfortable with it, and you'll stay organized and never miss materials or a deadline. Many students treat their first check of Moodle each morning like reading the day's to-do list. Evaluating your ICT use has to start with an honest look at yourself. A quick self-assessment, rating your confidence across key skills, shows where you're strong and where you're shaky. You might find, say, that your research and word processing are solid, but your spreadsheets are weaker. That honest picture is what tells you where to put your effort next. 2 words will anchor this whole outcome: quality and efficiency. Quality is how good the work is, its accuracy, clarity, evidence, and presentation, while efficiency is how much you achieve for the time and effort you put in. To evaluate is to weigh the strengths and weaknesses with examples and reach a judgment. Keep both in view because the best ICT use improves the work and saves you time. Let's make quality concrete with a comparison. Imagine you write one essay by hand and another using ICT. Word spelling and grammar tools cut your errors and raise accuracy. Styles give you clear headings and an automatic contents page. And a chart from Excel presents your data far more clearly than words alone. Add correct Harvard referencing with Cite Them Right, and the ICT version comes out clearer, better evidenced, and more professional across the board. Now for efficiency with a familiar scenario. Say you're preparing a group presentation under real-time pressure. Searching a database finds your sources in minutes rather than hours in a library. Editing on screen lets you redraft without rewriting the whole thing, and a shared file in Google Workspace lets 4 people work at once. With a saved template sparing you any formatting fuss, a task that once took a week is done in 2 evenings. AI tools can genuinely boost efficiency, helping with planning, summarizing, and checking. But they have to be used ethically, which means verifying the output and doing your own analysis rather than leaning on it. Always declare and reference your AI use, for example OpenAI 2026, following UK Versity policy. Used honestly, it's a study aid. Used dishonestly, it's academic misconduct. And the line between the two is simply honesty. When you evaluate your skills, start with what you already do well and be specific. You might say, I can search databases and reference confidently using Cite Them Right, or I produce well-formatted documents using styles and templates. Naming concrete strengths builds your confidence and shows what you can build on. A vague "I'm quite good with computers" tells an assessor nothing. A real example tells them plenty. Just as important is being honest about the weaker spots. You might admit that your spreadsheet formulae are basic and you want to learn charts and functions, or that you need to check AI output more carefully before you use it. Naming a gap isn't a weakness, it's the first step to closing it. Assessors actually value that self-awareness because it shows you know how to improve. A gap is only useful if you act on it, so build a simple action plan. First, self-assess, rating your confidence across the key ICT skills, then prioritize 1 or 2 areas to work on first. Act on them with tutorials, LinkedIn Learning, or practice tasks. Apply the new skill in a real assignment, and finally review your progress and set the next target. It's a loop you can run again and again as you grow. Feedback is one of the clearest signals of how effective your ICT use really is. Read tutor comments for patterns, things like reference your charts or reduce the text on your slides, and take note of peer feedback in group work, which shows how others experience your contributions. The value only comes when you act on it. Advice you apply becomes improved practice. Advice you ignore stays just advice. Here's how acting on feedback looks in practice. Suppose a tutor notes that your slides have too much text and your charts aren't labelled. You cut each slide to a few key points and move the detail into speaker notes. Then add clear titles and sources to every chart. Crucially, you apply the same fixes to your next assignment before submitting. And the following round of feedback comes back stronger, proof that your ICT practice has genuinely improved. The skills you're building for study are the very ones employers and universities value. Word processing, spreadsheets, presentations, email and online collaboration are everyday workplace tools. And awareness of data protection and online safety matters in almost every job. On top of that, being able to pick up new software quickly is itself a prized employability skill. So this unit is quietly building your CV as well as your grades. It's worth seeing how directly these skills carry across. Referencing and research become finding and evidencing reliable information at work. Spreadsheets become budgets, records and data analysis. And presentations become pitching ideas to colleagues and clients. Online collaboration turns into remote teamwork, and your online safety and data protection awareness becomes handling data securely and lawfully. The essay skill and the workplace skill are very often the same skill. One of the best ways to see your growth is to compare your confidence at the start and end of the unit. For many students, referencing, spreadsheets, and online safety improve the most. That evidence of progress is exactly what this criterion asks you to evaluate. And once you can see how far you've come, set fresh targets for the areas that are still developing. It's worth remembering that not everyone starts from the same place. Access to devices, internet and skills varies, often down to cost or location, which is why college resources like computer rooms, laptop loan schemes, and support sessions matter. They help close that gap. Recognizing this helps you use ICT ethically and support peers who have less. Sharing what you know is part of using technology responsibly. Leaning on ICT brings clear benefits, but it's fair to weigh the limitations too. The upside is faster research and editing, higher quality presentation, easier collaboration and skills that transfer to work. The flip side is technical problems and lost files if you don't back up, over-reliance on tools like spell check or AI, uneven access between learners, and the ever-present pull of distraction. A balanced evaluation names both sides, which is exactly what's wanted here. So, weighing it all up, ICT clearly improves both the quality and the efficiency of academic work. The benefits, better evidence, clearer presentation, and faster collaboration, outweigh the risks. And those risks are real but manageable, with good habits like backing up, checking output, and using tools in a balanced way. The judgment, then, is that ICT is a powerful support for academic success when it's used skillfully, safely, and honestly. Notice that this criterion wants a personal, example-based evaluation that ends in a clear verdict like this one. Let's bring it all together. ICT improves both the quality and the efficiency of academic work, and tools like email, discussion boards, and Moodle support communication and study in HE. You evaluate your own digital skills honestly, using self-assessment to find strengths and gaps, then act on tutor and peer feedback with an action plan, and reference AI tools ethically. Above all, these skills transfer to employment, and overall their benefits outweigh the manageable risks. And that completes the final outcome and the unit. You can now evaluate how ICT improves your own academic work, back it with personal examples, and reach a clear, honest judgment about your digital skills. To keep developing, the Further Reading offers Cottrell's Study Skills Handbook and the Academic Writing Guides listed, and platforms like LinkedIn Learning are excellent for building specific software skills. Dip into the unit's Moodle resources whenever you want to practice. Carry these habits forward because strong, safe, confident ICT use will serve you well right through your studies and into work.